zoomed in.
Hey, well,
Can we zoom out a little bit?
no. Just leave it alone.
Jomo.
Just stop.
Just see up our nose. There we go. Look. Isn't it better?
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
Are we
Come on.
live?
We are live. We are
Okay.
live. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. Come on in. I just,
What you just did.
I'm surviving the storm.
There's no storm.
Come on in. Come on in.
You feel like I was giving you a hard time?
No,
Let me say what you feel.
I mean,
Say it with your chest.
that's normal. That's what you do.
I give you a hard time all the time.
No, you like banter.
Hmm.
Come on in. Come on in. Let us know
I'll
what
make his
you.
life better. I'll make it easier. That's what I'm going to believe.
That's a good idea. You should believe that.
No, I am.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be my truth.
All right. We're going
What?
to.
We're not going to jump in nothing until you get finished chewing that ice. Crunching on ice. Talking about, okay, now we going.
Okay. We're going to get in and get out because I'm hungry and I'm going to go out and do some yard work. All right. My name is
About to
Jomo.
take me out to eat.
My name is Jomo.
I'm Charmaine.
And we get together on Friday nights and give you real, raw, and relevant conversation pertaining to relationships. And tonight we're going to deal with an interesting topic. Is jealousy healthy?
In a relationship.
Now,
Can it be healthy in a relationship?
I think there could be, but for the most part, it has a negative connotation.
Right. Well, jealousy in a relationship can be a complex emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's good or bad depends on how we express it and what the meaning behind it is. So, like, for example, when jealousy can be positive is an indicator of like care. Like, I care about where you're going. I care about how people are treating you. It's not in a negative way.
I totally agree with that framework because I know that I'm not a jealous person. I don't think I am. But I'm mindful of slippage.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also mindful of that not everyone cares for you like I care for you.
Right.
So sometimes my protective nature may make me seem like I'm jealous, but it's not really jealousy. It's
Right.
that I don't trust people with my family. Not saying all people,
way.
but so with that, it may be considered as jealousy,
Right.
but I think it may be more protective
Right.
or guarded.
Like, for example, when we first started in ministry, there would be people that did not know us because people were just getting to know us.
Correct.
So you have some people that didn't know that we had a strong relationship, right? And that would come to the church because, they may have been attracted to Jomo. They may have been coming to church because they were attracted to Jomo. And, if they came at me a certain way or came at him a certain way, I'll be like, hey, babe, I think she likes you. Right?
You just jealous.
Not because I'm jealous, but because I want you to be aware.
And for the most part, she was usually right.
Right. I don't know why he's doing that.
And he actually got the screen this time.
My dog is jumping at the TV behind you guys, behind the camera. I don't know what's wrong with him. But anyway, so motivation for improvement. Jealousy can be a motivation for improvement. Like if you see somebody doing something to your spouse that you're like, you know what, that was very considerate. Like, for example, let's say somebody opened the door for your wife and you never do anything like that because maybe you don't even think about it. It's not even something that you're trying to like not do for her, but it's just something that you never incorporated in your relationship. But somebody, like another man, jumps in front of your wife. And it could be something simple as you guys going out on a double date. And the other husband always does it for his wife, and you never do it for your wife. So then the husband of the other wife jumps out and opens up the door, and you're like, you know what? He opened up the door for my wife, and that's something I should be doing. And then it motivates you to want to start doing those little kind gestures.
I think that's a very good point. I also think it could push you to be in better shape.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because like, man, look at her. What you like her? No, I'm just saying.
You like that though.
I'm not saying I like her. I'm saying
You like her calves.
my point is, it could push you to be in better shape.
Right. She got some nice ankles.
So
No,
and it's not a bad. I don't. I think that we should try to
Right.
look our best for our spouse.
Absolutely. And if it's something you don't like, you should work on it.
Facts.
Because
so,
I'll see somebody that looks nice, and I think at this point we're really comfortable in our relationship where it's not uncomfortable for me to say, "Wow, she has nice whatever," and Jomo can agree because he knows it's not gonna make me feel any kind of way because I'm secure in myself to be able to give another woman a compliment, and it's not a big deal for me at all. But in some relationships, depending on where you're coming from and challenges you had in your relationship, there's no way a husband could go and tell his wife, she had a nice booty. She had a badonkadonk. And I'd be like, yes, she did. But if somebody else said that in another relationship that's not ours, it's going to be a misunderstanding.
You see, I'm not talking much right now. I think it's all based on your relationship.
True.
It's based on the structure of your relationship, what's happening in your relationship. Because if there has been indiscretions, flaws, adultery, it's harder.
Right.
Because that articulation of a woman or a man looking good may open up a can of worms that you really don't want to talk about.
Right.
So it all depends on the structure and where you are in your relationship.
Right.
Now, Charmaine has always been verbose, and she's always been able to talk about stuff. And from a little girl, her parents told me she'd always say the stuff off the chain at the table. So she is going to say it. And if a woman's beautiful, she's beautiful, and she don't really talk about men enough, but I know if she talk about men, she probably talk about women. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I know she think it.
Anyway, I also believe that jealousy can be a positive thing in relationships too, in the sense that it could help you do some self-reflection.
Oh.
Like, if you're feeling some kind of way about something within your relationship or how someone responded to something, or you're feeling jealous in a negative way, you can self-reflect so that you can become a better person through it.
I think too, jealousy can come in with time, meaning I feel like I don't get any of your time, and so I'm jealous because you're investing your time at work.
Right.
Or extracurricular activities.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not that
playing
I'm really,
video games.
Oh, yeah, that's a whole nother situation. But it's not a negative thing. It's just I'm envious of the time that's being given to this versus us.
Right. It can also help improve communication within your relationship as well. Because if you are feeling some form of jealousy, whether it be good or bad, healthy or unhealthy, I think it can be a sign of dysfunction within your relationship. And it can open up the lines of communication in the sense that, okay, babe, this happened and I was feeling this way because of it. And I don't want to feel that way anymore. So I want to make some changes. And it can open up lines of communication where you're communicating on a deeper level, because now you're really doing a deep dive into what's the root cause of why I'm feeling this way.
And this
was I bullied as a child?
And this takes maturity.
Did my parents compare me to my sibling? Like, why am I feeling this way? Correct. And then your spouse can help you work through that as well because they love you. Trust building. How do you feel like jealousy could be a trust building tool?
Well, I think you have to deal with why are you jealous? And then let's create a formula or a plan to allow you to feel a more equitable position.
Because the thing is if you're feeling jealous, you have to figure out what is it about you. You can't tell your partner, okay, that makes me feel jealous, so I want you to tiptoe around this, or don't ever let me catch you looking at someone else. That's not even realistic. Your partner shouldn't have to tiptoe around certain things to make you feel better about.
A rough one, but real, is some people will be jealous of pornography. Meaning, the person's more engaged with pornography than they're with their spouse. And if the spouse feels some kind of way because it seems like you're more into that
Right.
than you're into me.
Well, I would be, I don't think I mean, I don't know if I would categorize it as jealousy. Pornography, that can be an addiction.
It could be, but
And
I think
you could be concerned about your spouse's addiction to pornography.
But
And it might not be a jealousy thing, it might be more of an addiction.
But if he or she wants to engage in that more than engaging you.
Right. Or they're looking at things that you will never be, like same sex or different race, or I can understand
fantasies.
Fantasies that's not even realistic.
Okay.
I can see how that could be a jealousy thing, but just the overall arching thing, like, why are you looking at pornography for real? Let's deep dive into that. Like,
why can't we just do that versus you have to, but I mean, there's some kind of challenge there that's bigger than,
right.
If you're watching that more than you're engaging your spouse, there's a problem.
Absolutely.
In some facet.
Absolutely. And that could be a bigger problem.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. So these were just a little highlight. I feel like in relationships, jealousy can be a dysfunctional thing, but it can also not be jealousy. It could be your spouse caring for you on a deeper level, and it kind of masking itself as jealousy. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we need to be very open and just communicate more as far as how we're feeling, what's going on in our mind when certain things happen, and how our spouses are responding to certain things.
Correct.
And make sure it's not jealousy, but make sure it's coming from a loving place.
I think also that we have to consistently recalibrate our relationship. As we go through ages and stages of life, there may be times where you have a hobby, right? A person picks up golf.
Okay.
And now they're golfing every day for 4 hours. You might feel some kind of way.
Right.
Because now they're spending more time with, the golf buddies than you.
Right.
Or you decide that you want to travel more. Or so my point is you have to constantly be gauging your relationship to make sure you have the proper balance so that jealousy does not creep in. Because I don't think I think some jealousies are healthy. I mean, I know there's times in our relationship where, like, man, she's giving too much time to that. I'm not jealous, I'm concerned. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm very mindful that you cannot add to your life without taking away from your life.
Absolutely.
There's only 24 hours. So if you add something to the plate, you have to take something off. And oftentimes, we don't realize that we're adding, but we're never assessing what's this going to do to our relationship.
Right. How is it going to affect it?
Correct. So it's a cost.
Right.
So I'm in the process of adding some more things to my plate.
Right.
So now I have to be mindful. So, okay, the things I plan on adding, I have to be mindful of what I cannot do that will affect the main thing, my relationship.
When you add things to your plate, I'm very mindful of how can I join you in that so that it's not subtracting from time that we spend together, but now I'm assisting you with it, if that makes sense.
I think too.
It's all work, but
I think too, we have to be mindful that we're at a different stage. Meaning, we grind, but we have choices in which areas to grind.
Right.
If that makes sense.
I was talking to someone. I think it was this week. Yes, it was this week. I was talking to someone this week, and I was telling them, like, we were on vacation the month of July, but we work on vacation. But he was like, yeah, my wife and I work on vacation too, but you just like working in a different space.
You work in a different space.
So it's more relaxing.
It is, because truth be told, the world keeps going when
Absolutely.
And so you have to be you have to keep a balance on it. But I think the key is to check in. How you doing?
Right.
Where are we at?
Right.
How am I doing as a husband? How am I doing as a wife?
Right.
How am I doing with the issue that we dealt with before? how you know the issue that we dealt with before.
Right.
Have honest conversations so that you
Right.
never have to get to the point of jealousy because you're always checking in.
Right. I think too, being mindful that, I want to go back to that hobby thing that you're talking about,
Mhm.
like golfing. Golfing is a big thing, or gaming, you know. Does my spouse want to join in with me on these things? Or is this hobby a way to get space from my spouse?
Get away from you.
Right. And not in a negative way, but sometimes people need a break.
Yes,
Depending
Lord.
on, how demanding your spouse is, you may need those breaks, right? Your spouse may have things that she likes to do, and then you have things that you like to do, and then you guys come together, but make sure that the hobby doesn't take the time that you guys have together with your relationship.
I think
So it's a balance,
in our next iteration,
priorities.
we're going to work on golf together.
I would love that.
Yeah, I think we can
Yep.
do that.
I just need to find some way to like get shade while we're on the golf course. Is there like a nice big golf hat?
No,
Like, is there such
the
thing as a
golf
golf
cart.
hat?
You go in the golf cart and you just come out
That
of the golf cart.
don't always give you shade.
But anyway,
depending on
well,
where the sun
we
is.
had a great time with you tonight. Remember this.
Love
Laugh.
and learn.
God bless you. We pray your marriages are strong
Yes.
and that you will continue to strive to be a reflection of God.
And don't forget to share this.
Holla at ya. I said it loud enough.
You